Charles, did you do it?
Yes.
What'd you do? What did you do in this situation?
I can't talk about it.
Why can't you talk about it?
It was horrible.
Do you have a lawyer?
No.
Do you have anything to say to the family?
I'm so sorry.
Why are you sorry?
Because I love my wife.
Why'd you do it then?
That mental break.
Is there anything else you want to say before they take you?
Don't let this action define me. I love her so much.
Why do you say it's an accident?
Ow. Accident?
Did you say
No, I did it. But, no, we have a mental break. Yes. Mental break. That's all it was.
Can we go ahead and get him? Charles?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and get him, please. Sorry.
Any last thing you want to say?
Tell my kids I'm sorry. It just wasn't supposed to happen.
Sometimes the dead don't stay hidden, especially when the truth refuses to stay silent. In a quiet Texas neighborhood just outside San Antonio, the summer air turned heavy, not just with heat, but with something far more sinister. An unbearable stench drifted from a modest house on Pleasanton Road. Neighbors complained. Family members asked questions. And inside that home sat a man with a secret. For weeks, Charles Byrd, a 49-year-old husband, claimed everything was fine. His wife, Angela, was away. The smell? Just plumbing problems, he said. But no one had seen her. Not once. Not even a trace. Then one day, his son walked in, and what Charles whispered in would unravel a nightmare no one was ready for. What police discovered inside that locked room would send shockwaves through the community and reveal a truth darker than anyone imagined. Before we dive into the chilling details, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because stories like this aren't just news, they're warnings. Now, let's begin. It started with a smell. Neighbors along Pleasanton Road in San Antonio, Texas, had become increasingly disturbed by a strong odor coming from a small, unassuming home. By mid-July 2025, the stench had become unbearable. Inside the house lived Charles Byrd, a 49-year-old man who told concerned family members that the smell was just a plumbing issue. When they asked about Angela Byrd, his 44-year-old wife who hadn't been seen or heard from in weeks, Charles gave vague, evasive responses. But something felt wrong, especially to his adult son, Jared Byrd. Jared had stopped by the house multiple times over the course of July. He noticed a disturbing smell, the increasingly erratic behavior from his father, and Angela's complete absence. According to arrest records, Charles eventually made a quiet but chilling admission to his son. "I did something. I can't fix it." That was enough for Jared. On July 19, 2025, he called the Behar County Sheriff's Office to request a welfare check at the home. Officers arrived that afternoon. What they found behind a locked interior door would shock even the most seasoned investigators. What police found behind a locked door would shock even the most seasoned investigators. Deputies arrived at the home on July 19th for a welfare check. The stench was undeniable. What they discovered inside was worse than anyone expected. A body wrapped in plastic, decomposing in the sweltering Texas heat. The remains were found in a back room. Although unconfirmed at the time, everyone knew it had to be Angela. Charles Byrd was nowhere to be found. Authorities launched a manhunt. Byrd had vanished, leaving behind only silence and the smell of death. When they finally found Charles Byrd, what he told them would leave the public speechless. Just one day later, Byrd was tracked down, hiding in an abandoned house barely a mile away from his own. He didn't resist. He didn't panic. Instead, he smiled. And when officers asked him about the body in his home, he reportedly replied, "That's my wife. I've never done anything wrong in my life. So I figured, go big or go home."
Questions?
How did she die, and did he say how she died?
He did mention how she died. He mentioned a violent encounter that took part between the two of them, and that he assaulted her, and he was fairly certain that she died as a result of those injuries that were inflicted upon her. And then he took steps to conceal the body. He was asked what his end game was. In other words, did he think he was going to get away with this? And he described to us that he felt pretty certain he was going to get caught as a result of it, but he was trying to just prolong the process as much as he could and basically stay free as long as he could, because he knew that at some point he was going to face an arrest in connection with this.
What did he use to try to mask the odor?
We do have, based upon what we've seen, because when the body left the scene to the medical examiner's office, we know that there's several layers of things. And so we believe it's blankets, a carpet, possibly plastic bags, like trash bags. And then there was some household items that were, or household substances that were used in an attempt to mask the odor as well. So he did several different things in connection with it to try to mask that.
It was a moment so bizarre, so cold, that even hardened detectives were shaken. He admitted to killing her, claiming it happened during an argument on June 16th. Over a month earlier, he said he'd had a mental break. But the most haunting detail wasn't what he said. It was what he did after the murder. For more than 30 days, Charles Byrd lived in the same house as his wife's corpse. He cooked meals. He watched TV. He even hosted family members who visited the house, telling them not to worry about the smell. He used excuses like a dead animal on the wall and plumbing issues to cover the odor of a decomposing human body. When his son, Jared Byrd, confronted him, Charles quietly said something that chilled him to the core. "I did something. I can't fix it." Jared made the call that brought police to the door. But even as authorities closed in, another twist was quietly developing behind the scenes. As officers searched the property and made their arrest, they didn't just take Charles into custody. They arrested others found on the scene. Authorities have remained tight-lipped, but confirmed multiple people were removed in handcuffs. Who were they? What did they know? Were they helping Byrd cover up the crime? The public began speculating. Was this really a simple case of domestic killing? Or was there something darker? And all of it hinged on one final piece of evidence that had yet to be confirmed. Byrd was formally charged with tampering with a human corpse, a charge that could land him behind bars for years. But that's not what people were waiting for. They were waiting for a medical examiner to confirm that the body wrapped in plastic was indeed Angela Byrd and to determine how she died. Was it strangulation? A blow to the head? Poison? Without that confirmation, murder charges remain pending. And until they come, Charles Byrd sits in a jail cell, quiet, calm, and completely unapologetic, except for a few words he muttered to a reporter before being led away. "I love my wife. I just broke." But what could drive a man to kill the woman he claimed to love and live with her corpse for over a month?